What's up, guys? How you doing? I'm Paul.
I'm Morgan.
In today's video, a phrase that I never thought that I would say, and even when the news was circulating, I still was like, come on. I will never, maybe, probably, doubtfully say the words, Elon Musk owns Twitter. Did you think that those words would come out of my mouth, Morgan?
No. But, I don't know if I think too much about that type of stuff, so.
Well, start thinking about it. Start thinking about it, you. Start thinking about it, me. And start thinking about it, you guys. Because as of today, Monday, April
25th.
Thank you. Elon Musk has bought Twitter. Twitter Incorporated, Twitter Inc. has agreed to a approximately $44 billion with a B dollar deal to the one and only
richest man on earth,
African American Elon Musk.
Oh my goodness, you would say that. You would start our video out with that.
It had to be said. It had to be said for the race baiters. Am I a race baiter?
I don't know.
I don't know exactly the definition of a race baiter. A race provoker. Guys, you see it circulating around. Elon Musk, African American. He's South African, okay? It's kind of funny.
He is from Africa.
We'll get to more of that. We'll get to more of that. Not trying to trigger prematurely.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Well, I don't believe it.
Okay, I'm having some fun with it.
Okay,
he's South African. Go ahead.
You need to take it. You took all my energy.
I'm excited.
He sucked all the energy out of me, and he has taken
I'm excited about today. Is a big day. It's been emotional for me. It's highs and lows. It's highs and lows.
All right, subscribe to this channel. We make videos on culture and social issues from a Christian perspective to help you have hope
and be free. Right on. Big shout out to our patrons who make this YouTube channel possible. You guys are literally the heart and soul of this channel, and you allow Morgan and I to invest as much time as we do here. If you guys want to become a patron, go to patreon.com/Paulandmorganshow. Click the link below. Get exclusive patron-only podcasts, Zoom calls where we get to see you and know you face-to-face, and
come hang out with us in person.
Coming and hanging out in person as we are planning that in the future, coming months. All right, guys, let's go. Morgan, we get up today. The news, actually, it was like ramping up. I feel like maybe late last night or first thing in the morning. And I'm seeing it, and I'm just suddenly like, oh my goodness, this actually looks like it's going to happen. And then literally about 2 hours ago was when it was like becoming official. Yes. Let's just, before we get into reading some tweets, before we see some of the backlash to this news, but also some of the praise and what this means for maybe all you guys, for conservatives. Before we get into that, just what are your initial thoughts?
Well, I tend to be an optimist, but for some reason I'm a little bit of a skeptic right now in this situation. Really? I am excited that Elon Musk seems to truly desire free speech. And I think that's very cool and a huge positive for so many people out there, whether you're a Christian on Twitter sharing things like pro-life or, pro man and woman marriage. Like, you're not going to get kicked off because you believe something that other people don't believe. So I think that's absolutely huge and amazing, and I'm all for that, of course. But I don't know.
Okay, so you have some hesitations.
Yes.
Well, before we get to a little more of that, Morgan, Elon Musk actually tweeted today. I'm not sure if you can find it where we saved it in the photos. Not sure if you labeled the photos of the different tweets and stuff.
Me I didn't have to.
Don't worry about that. We'll get to it. But Elon Musk tweeted today at what is today? Yeah, the 25th at 12 p.m. Eastern time. He said, I hope that even my worst critics, which sounds like you might be, just kidding. I hope that even my worst critics remain on Twitter because that is what free speech means.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure we'll get to more of your hesitations. Like, I genuinely want to hear more of that because it sounds like you maybe aren't quite as excited as I am. But nevertheless, he's acknowledging, guys, love me or hate me, love my positions or not, hope you remain here. This is a free speech platform, something that has been neglected.
Great.
Been neglected in the past years.
Yeah, Trump started Truth Social, but I'm sorry, doesn't seem to be taking off, and I don't know if it will. It's so, to me, it seems like it's just a very hard thing to start up another social media platform and get it to be as big as what Twitter is, Facebook is, Instagram is, TikTok is. It's like we've got these 4, and then outside of that, like, people trying to start these things, like, what was the other? Gab and Parlor.
That's the thing, though, is I think if a social media site gets bad enough, if the censorship gets bad enough, we are going to see a migration.
Yeah. But now it's like, well, now Twitter's being set free.
Right.
So what does Trump do about Truth Social? Apparently he came out saying...
You kind of slurred that a little bit.
What does Trump do about Truth Social?
Truth Social.
Apparently...
Okay, you're good now.
He said he's not coming back to Twitter if he's, like, allowed to, which I'm sure he will be allowed to. That's the thought.
That's pretty big news right there. And you said you saw that very recently, that Trump in an interview...
He, like, made a statement. I don't know.
Well, so that was one thing that I did want to hit on. And, guys, we just have kind of a lot of notes and a lot of layers to this that we're just going to kind of tackle organically. One note that I saw, I didn't have you screenshot this, so we won't pull this up on the screen, but Benny Johnson, who's got a pretty big Twitter following, said, "Which banned account do you want to be restored most once Elon Musk takes control?" So I was glancing at a few of those. I think those of you who stay pretty invested in what's going on Twitter, a couple come to mind. And I agree with this comment. One of the top ones said, Trump, Babylon B. How do you say her name? Her first name? Marjorie Taylor Greene, Charlie Kirk, to name a few. And I would just say the Babylon B situation, that one got a ton of news because they're literally a satire site. Granted, maybe the founders and people behind it are more conservative, more Christian. They're a satire site that gets banned for saying, and Allie B, I'll wait and we'll get to that. Allie B addressed that, what they said that got them banned. But yeah, those are several that I see. I mean, Charlie Kirk got banned from Twitter.
Yes, he did. And yes, Babylon B did. Yeah, I think about just the times in the Bible when God used kings that were not believers to do things for his people.
Sure.
And so this isn't like a new thing that God, not to say that God really cares that much about Twitter, because I don't think he does. But I do think God cares about his people and free speech, and I think that is an important thing. But, also we think about things around the whole world. Like, we have more free speech in America than any other country, whether you're a Christian or not. Like, so, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. But, so I'm skeptical of Elon Musk, but also I'm like, well, God can use anyone, so.
I like that example of thinking back to the Bible, Old Testament in particular. God's using these heathen kings to bless his people, to further, his will. Mm-hmm. And so I think that is a good example, because someone in the live chat before this said, hey, didn't you guys know that Elon Musk is atheist, and said a little more, but okay. Yeah. Goes back to what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't think, I hope anyways, that any person celebrating Elon Musk buying Twitter that claims to be a Christian is not like all of a sudden like, this guy is incredible, he's our savior, blah blah blah, because that's not true. Elon Musk is no one's savior.
It's kind of like Donald Trump. We don't have to gush over him and suddenly act like he is the standard of a Christian godly lifestyle.
Right.
Same with Elon Musk, but we can indeed rejoice and celebrate when something like this happens. And I just want to say, you guys, I want to be on the record saying, I think this is one of the coolest things that I've seen in a long time. And back a month ago or several weeks ago when this news was circulating that this could maybe happen, I remember telling my dad, like, this, in my lifetime, since I have been involved in the social media world, particularly more in recent times, more recent political times, stronger censorship, I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is unbelievable that Elon Musk could buy Twitter, like literally one of the strong, I don't know what you'd call that, the pillars. Twitter. What are the pillars? Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Yeah, Google.
The news.
I mean, this is huge. This is huge. And so, yes, Morgan, I hear you completely. I hear your kind of subtle hesitancies. But, man, to me, this is just an awesome thing. And I remember when we started seeing more and more people get banned on Twitter, shadow banned, and it was just like, unless you were just choosing, I'm refusing to see the, what's it called, like the saying,
I refuse to see.
Doesn't matter if you were literally like had just eyes to see what was going on, you'd be like, man, Twitter is censoring conservatives. That's my opinion, and I'm going to stand by that. Twitter is censoring conservatives.
Yeah, and saying that it was hate speech and bullying and blah 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 blah.
And we'll get to, again, some of the criticisms of Elon Musk. You got lots of people that are very unhappy and threatening to leave Twitter, threatening to move to Canada,
threatening to leave Twitter. That is terrifying. All right, let's get to some
let's
of
just
these
start getting
tweets.
into some of these things.
We're not going to spend a ton of time on each tweet or else we'll be here for 40 years. Oh, for the first one, Sean King.
Sean King, who is a very popular voice for the left, for racial BLM, right? Isn't he like, during the BLM rioting and stuff, he was a very big voice.
I honestly have no idea. But he says, at its root, Elon Musk wanting to purchase Twitter is not about left versus right. It's about white power. The man was raised in apartheid by a white nationalist. He's upset that Twitter won't allow white nationalists to target / harass people. That's his definition of free speech.
Dun, dun, dun. So you see pretty quickly, there's a little bit of the pushback. When I read that, to me, I'm sad that liberals in particular are so quick to just jump into the race card. Can we make this about race? Is this an opportunity to further divide? Let's make it about race. And that's what we saw here, and I'm getting tired of it.
Yeah, you know that, like, these people are going to try to dig up anything they possibly can. But to me, I'm like... Again, we know Elon Musk is not this, like, clean slate, perfect guy. He's not. But he just so happens to be the richest man in the world and decided that free speech is important. And he's not going to sit back and let it get taken away.
You know, I think, Morgan, I've had more than one person write to me and say, hey, do you think Elon Musk could be the Antichrist? I don't know if you guys have seen that. And my response is... no. I don't think so, because he's got too many haters. And now those haters are the liberals. And I think if you look at Revelation, it talks about the Antichrist just being so well received.
Yeah, it comes as a light. As I mentioned this, I think, in our last live, like, the Antichrist or just the enemy in general doesn't come as this big... red, scary looking monster or this crazy person. He comes disguised as light and comes looking like a pastor, like a whatever.
A woke pastor.
Well,
but I would say that Elon Musk is pushing against the world agenda, against the efforts of, the collective mainstream media, big tech, a lot of Hollywood politicians. Like, he's pushing against that. But what we're seeing him do on Twitter, I think, is making people like, I was going to say Obama because we're about to get to his video, but he's pushing against the tide, baby.
His tweet?
He's
not his video.
Well, there's a video, yeah, but it's just a tweet that's addressing it.
All right, next one, Jack.
Perfect timing.
I have no idea what that last name is, but...
And you probably won't even really know what this... I didn't discuss this with you beforehand, but I'll mention it real quick.
Obama knew the Elon Musk deal was going through when he gave his speech on internet censorship last week. Do you really think they're just going to let you have free speech back?
Guys, it's true. I'm sitting here thinking, like, are we really seeing this guy, Elon Musk, who is this big advocate for free speech? Like, I'm still in shock that this has happened, and I'm sitting here wondering, are the powers that be that want control, that want to push a narrative, that want to silence? And I'm not saying every conservative is blameless and that they don't maybe cross lines sometimes, but was wanting to silence the Christian conservative movement. Are we really thinking that they're just going to be like, all right, Elon Musk just owned Twitter. Well, too bad. No, like their claws are coming out. That's what I think.
Yeah.
But Elon Musk recently, to my knowledge, it was recent, in a speech he was given, he was talking about how just the classics of, guys, big tech, or not even big tech, social media. It was a speech he turned it to social media, and he was like, social media is dangerous because it can spread propaganda and dangerous narratives, and misinformation is now like their big word that they love. It can spread misinformation and blah, blah, blah. So we need to make sure that we are ultimately just pushing for more censorship of big tech is the way I interpreted it. So that's what he referred to there.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's interesting. Allie Beth Stuckey says, what's remarkable is that one of the most stunning turns in the history of public discourse occurred because a satire account said a man is not a woman.
That satire account being
Babylon Bee.
Crazy story if you followed that. I really enjoy Babylon Bee, and actually Twitter wrote Babylon Bee and said, as soon as you take down this tweet, which I can't remember which one it was. Do you remember the tweet that I don't know if it was just another satire thing.
No, it was about like Leah
Thomas?
Yeah.
So it had to do with Leah Thomas, and they Twitter said, you're suspended, and then once you take down this tweet, we will look at reinstating you to Twitter. And Babylon Bee said, no, like, we're leaving this up. We're saying that a man is a woman. I mean, a man is a man and a woman is a woman.
A man is a man and a woman is a woman.
And they are still suspended, to my knowledge.
Yes.
And so that's what she was referring to.
Michael Tracy, don't know who that is, but he says, do people have a specific reason why they're so enraged by the sale of Twitter to Elon Musk, other than that they don't like him? How exactly will this ruin your user experience? You'll presumably still be able to choose who you follow and block, mute to your heart's content.
To your heart's content.
It's so true. It's like, why are you people throwing a hissy fit? You can keep on tweeting all you want and block all you want. You don't have to look at Donald Trump's tweets. But no, it's that they want that control. They might not follow that person, but they know there are other people following them, and they're not okay with that because they don't like that other people are following someone that they don't agree with.
They're furious.
And that's just disgusting and annoying. They're
furious that people can hold these beliefs. How dare someone hold traditional Christian beliefs? Yeah. And so hate speech, kick them off the platforms. Mm-hmm. When, like that tweet said, you don't have to follow them. You can mute people. You can block people. To all of our knowledge, none of that is going away. Mm-mm. But just the thought of having these people, these sexist, bigot, blah, 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 on and on, having them on the platform. I can't be on this platform.
Yeah. It's so goofy. People are such babies. I'm sorry, but they are. Elon Musk buying Twitter will ensure that Christians have access to a medium to share the gospel uninhibited for many years to come. Like the Roman roads of 2,000 years ago, this is something to praise God for.
The reason I pulled this one up, Morgan, I just want to get your brief thoughts on this because
it's very...
I don't want to like overdo this and
spiritual.
overhype it, over spiritualize it. Kind of like you said, you had some hesitancy. What do you think about that?
Ensure that Christians have access to a medium to share the gospel. I mean, I guess he's not wrong, but to me it just seems very not very, just a little over spiritualized. But, you know, Alan Yared, who I don't know if you guys know her, follow her on Instagram or Twitter, but she's a friend, and she was just posting, I was watching her Insta stories, and she was just sharing like how much she loves Twitter, but that she has sometimes either gotten tweets taken down or deleted because she maybe made a post about pro-life or pro man and woman marriage, whatever. And she's like, and I'm just really thankful because this to me means like I can speak the gospel truth without being scared of losing everything that I've worked really hard to build up or whatever. And so I definitely see that side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But I don't know. I don't want to over spiritualize this, and I don't think anyone should.
Yeah, I hear you.
Let's see.
This one's just talking about, Dana Loesch, the politician. Hope that Elon ultimately just becomes very vulnerable and open with what's going on behind the, doors of Twitter, because so far it's been so like we're left in the dark. We think that they're shadow banning. We see them blocking these accounts. What's going on here? She's just saying, be transparent.
Yeah. I like that. Elon Musk. There he is.
There he is, the man himself, the man of the hour.
Yeah, this is the one that Paul read earlier. Hope that even my worst critics remain on Twitter, because that is what free speech means. And he is correct.
Well said. Well said, Elon.
Dave Rubin.
I thought this one was cool. What do you think of this, Morgan?
DeSantis versus Disney, Elon versus Twitter, Judge Mizell versus mask mandate, the individual versus the system. I like our chances. David and Goliath.
I mean, Morgan, wouldn't you kind of say, I'll be honest, like the past several years when I observe just what's going on with the pandemic, our freedoms being stripped away, censorship just coming down harder and harder, it's been discouraging. And then I'm looking at what DeSantis is doing and the stands that he's taken that seem to have really worked. Mm-hmm. And this one judge overturning the mask mandates, and now this, and it's like, we're actually seeing that the battle is not lost.
Yeah, I do feel like it will hopefully give a boost to people who, when Trump lost, like, I think about my dad, and he kind of was like, well, I don't think I'm ever going to vote again because I don't think it matters. Like, I think that perhaps...
Thrown in the towel. All is lost.
If the election was... whatever. I said if...
You're not even allowed to go there. Not even allowed to go there
I'm
on
just saying
YouTube.
That's what my dad was saying. But you guys know what we're saying. Maybe you don't. But yeah, it made my dad just kind of be like, there's no point in even fighting anymore for a little bit. He doesn't feel that way anymore. But I have a feeling a lot of people felt that way and still do feel that way. And I hope that these past several things that have happened are making people like think, oh, like we can still fight back. We can push back, and it's good.
100%. The battle's not lost.
The battle's not over.
So this is one of the people that is unhappy about what's taken place.
Right.
Specifically the second part of her tweet, but read that.
In case anyone wonders why it's bad that Elon Musk, a white supremacist who inherited wealth...
So now he actually is a white supremacist, not just was the parents were white supremacists. He's a white supremacist now.
Who inherited wealth from an apartheid-era South African emerald mine will own Twitter. The racism, homophobia, transphobia, sexism, disinformation, and misinformation will all flow freely. Hashtag RIP Twitter.
So
That's
I saw
so
that
dramatic.
RIP Twitter and something else having to do with Twitter was trending, as you would expect. So I just went through, and that was one of the comments towards the top. Sexist. What were the things she mentioned again?
Everything you could possibly mention.
The classic, just the slew. What Morgan and I have been called.
Yes.
And man, so many people that would love for Morgan and I to get kicked off of all the socials. And now you see what's going on with the libs of TikTok. I'm going to expose this libs of TikTok conservative account and dox her because this stuff is so harmful. Like, they literally want to boot us off of all these platforms to silence us. And then you have Elon coming along and saying, no, I am a big advocate for free speech. Let the two sides bring their stuff. And you got people like her that are turning to, okay, now we're going to let this. Read them.
Oh. She's not saying that he's all of these things. He's just saying that all of these things are going to now flow freely on Twitter.
Okay.
Because, so the racism, homophobia, transphobia, sexism, disinformation, misinformation.
Do you have any thoughts on, because I would say a lot of the backlash is, look, here's what's about to happen. I just, let's look at perhaps these major accounts that we kind of mentioned before that have gotten banned. Is Charlie Kirk sexist, bigoted, transphobic, all the different phobes? Is that Charlie Kirk? Is that Babylon Bee? Is that all of these? Not saying that there isn't those people out there. Obviously, I'm not saying that that's never the case, but the people that are getting banned that were like Donald Trump, for instance. Donald Trump, Charlie Kirk. Is that what these people are? And who makes the rules of when someone is that?
Yeah. I don't know. I was going to say something and then you kept talking and I forgot. I don't know.
Oh, moving on.
I literally can't think of what I was about to say. Ron DeSantis says,
this is the last one.
Elon Musk's offer to buy Twitter is a good deal for shareholders and raises the prospect that the platform will be a place where free speech can thrive, not a tool for narrative enforcement. Oh, I remember what I was going to say.
Good.
You guys just get ready because you're going to start seeing as Elon takes over and whatnot and people start getting unbanned from Twitter. You're going to start seeing probably news outlets covering, searching and digging for any, terrible thing that they can find on Twitter and just blasting that out and trying to make that look like, oh, this is now the majority of what is happening on Twitter all the time. People are being bullied and harassed and whatever, all this crap, which there are people being bullied and harassed and the bulliers and harassers are not getting kicked off. It's the Christians who all of a sudden are getting kicked off or whatever.
There's plenty of bullying and harassing going on the left.
Yeah.
Plenty.
So just beware. You're going to start seeing that. And you're going to be like, oh no, what if they were right? Elon Musk taking over Twitter does mean that more bullies are online. It's no.
It's going to be fascinating to see what happens in the coming months. But kind of like Ali Yared was saying, okay, so yeah, according to these guys, according to the staunch liberals, if you say that, if you just take all these different stands, you're a bully. You're a person who's promoting hate speech. You have no place on these platforms. They want you gone. Yeah. So who makes those rules of when it's a bully? Are you a bully when you push back against just the mainstream narratives that culture is shoving down our throats of what love is, of what being kind is, of what being a Christian is, and is not, and what's not allowed? Yep. Anyway, yeah. Today is a day of rejoicing, my friends. Today is a day of rejoicing, and I'm standing by that. Comment below, you guys. Let us know, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts in regards to the news breaking that Elon Musk now owns Twitter? Do you think it's going to be a good thing like I do and Morgan does?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have concerns? Weigh in, comment below. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. Help us with the algorithms. We love ya. We'll see you again very soon. Have hope.
And be free. If you're in the live chat, we'll be right back.
As you may have noticed, we get very few brand deals, which is why our patrons, the names you see here, are so important.
You guys really are the lifeblood of this ministry. We could not do this without you all. If you believe in this content and you want to partner with us on Patreon, click the link below or just go to patreon.com/paulandmorganshow.